Joe,
and John
do stuff.
So in the next video, you're going to see John struggling to take off some tiles.
It was harder than I thought with a tiny little jackhammer. You'll see. And also we ran into some issues with the strata because guess what? In a concrete building, jackhammering is in fact very loud.
I heard it coming home.
Through the floor.
Always make sure you read your bylaws for your building or strata so that nobody will come in your door yelling at you.
Yay. Enjoy me struggling.
Okay, so here we are, or I am, because Jojo is still at work. Yes, it's a little dirty there. Going to start to pull up the tile. I've done this before in commercial applications, so I usually have larger tools to work with for bigger, but it's a pretty small space, and I'm not too worried. Things you will need for this is these two items at least. You may need more depending on what you want to work with. I just have a entry-level hammer drill. Again, I'm covering up logos because, well, they're not sponsors. If you know what brand this is, it's pretty obvious, then yay. And yes, I like this brand. If you know what it is, cool. A lot of people hate it because they're cheap, but that's why I buy them, because they're cheap. And if you break them, you can just get a new one pretty cheap. I did have to go buy a new bit for this hammer drill. It was not cheap, even though I like cheap, because I don't have a choice. It was about 35 Canadian. And of course, when I went to buy it, I ended up buying Crowbar, which came in a set, which was on sale. Yay! I am not allowed to go to the hardware store unsupervised, particularly ones with orangish logos. Pretty popular store. So we'll use these tools. And of course, you will need your hearing protection. Yes, I like tactical ones because I have so many of these from all the training I do outside of this. You need safety glasses because you are using power tools. And because we're dealing with bringing up concrete essentially and thin set, you need a breathing protection. I just like these ones. These are pretty good. They go over regular just sort of medical masks that people wear often are meant to stop coughing and not actually stop the dust from being breathed into your mouth. If you're into health and safety, let's go over here so we look. If you're into health and safety, which if you're doing home rentals, you might not give a shit, but if you're on a site, you will have to. Often they'll require fit tests, so you have to have proper ones. The other alternative is the rubber mask ones. Again, proper fit testing may be required. Silica dust, which is probably going to be in the thin set, potentially if I hit the concrete, is extremely dangerous to breathe in. So it's very important you get good protection. And yes, I know I'm wearing a beard. I have a beard wearing, sure. And that does potentially affect the ability of the masks to do their jobs. So it's something to consider. Some of this, because I don't have Jojo here, I'm going to film on a tripod. So we'll see how this goes. Things to consider. And of course, I am using a power cable which has a breaker on it essentially. Yes, I know it's not a construction one. All my construction ones are elsewhere right now, but it's better than nothing. You should always have a breaker, especially doing construction, because you never know what happens. Getting a proper GFCI one is ideal. So these are the tools I will be using, and we will see how long I take to do this. The other thing is I am in an apartment and I'm starting pretty late, but generally we don't get noise complaints till after 8 p.m. So we're pretty good. Kind of obnoxious, but my fault for starting late. But do check your bylaws about doing this, right? I know staring at floor is not very exciting, but not only city bylaws as well as your building bylaws. Some bylaws are very strict and people are obnoxious. That's why I don't like apartment living, but Vancouver is expensive. So yay. Anyways, let's see how this goes. So first step, let's take this spacer out. Let's see if this wants to cooperate with me. I will wreck it because we will probably replace it. It is put in properly, which most of these ones are not. And because the wood is splitting, I am going to put on my safety glasses because I don't want that in the eyes. We will see how this goes. Sorry, I broke it. I don't care. And again, I'm not too worried about wrecking the floor because we're replacing it anyway. But if you're concerned about breaking the floor because you're not replacing it, then you will have to be a bit more careful. This is of course going to be difficult, which I was not expecting because every other one of these that I took out so far was put in like shit. This one is actually glued down. Yay! You can see how easy, more or less, it is. I will stop this video for now and we'll continue later because this will be boring for you. There it is, pulled up. As you can see, it actually was still glued down so well, it pulled up some of the tile, which in my case is absolutely fine. But if you're just pulling one of these up that someone actually bothered to glue down properly, and you didn't want to do that, you're going to have to be very careful. It also looks like, for once, whoever put this floor in the bedroom actually put underlay, which they didn't in the rest of the house. Though it is very cheap underlay, it is still pretty good. Although I haven't actually checked, they might have put underlay, but this house apartment has been such a mess put together. So we will see how the rest of this pulls up, the tile that is, once I clean up a bit. Now, if you notice, I've left the toilet in for now, just because I'm not entirely sure how long this is going to take, so I kind of want 2 toilets for now, but I will require shoes to come in here after the fact. But generally, if you're doing a full project where you don't care, take the toilet out first. I will take it out as I get closer to it. So, food for thought. Now comes the fun part. My voice is a little muffled because I'm wearing the protection. We'll film a little bit and then see how it goes. I'm not filming the whole thing because that's going to kill my battery. Again, I'm turning the fan on to help with ventilation, and let's see how it goes. And my handle came off. I'll fix that afterwards. Okay, the good news is it's coming up super easy. I am so happy to see that it's coming up easy. I have worked on floors where it doesn't, which again might attest to the crappy quality of the people who put this stuff in before. So sweet. I will be taking some pictures as we go along, maybe a few little videos, but you can use your imagination to fill in the blank. It is just that easy in this case. Yay! Make sure you're wearing proper protection and make sure it's properly ventilated and everything is protected, as you can see, and we'll go from there. This is such a good day for me. Yay! So this is about 10 minutes or less, probably less. It's actually going really, really well. This being a small bathroom, I need to clean up now before I move forward, but I imagine if I'm really lazy, 2 hours by myself. Probably less though, but you know, you always need to add time just because. But it should be going pretty well. That's my awkward smile, if you didn't see it the first time. So yay, if I can get this done within an hour or two, I could actually start getting the tiles cut to size, which is probably going to be a little bit more work. But anyways.
Cut to this part where I'm pretty sure this is where I had the huge banging and screaming at the bathroom door because one of the Strata people followed Jojo into the apartment aggressively and started screaming at us. And I was not impressed. It was fun, right?
It was very fun. And my crazy neighbor.
Yeah, and then I screamed at the crazy neighbor allegedly for being just as noisy as he claimed we would be. Anyways, Stratas are fun.
Oops. Okay, here we are. I'm just trying to clean up, as I was saying. Something to consider. Now, yes, I'm wearing bare hands. I'm being very careful picking these up because I forgot to get work gloves. My problem. It's okay. But you need to be aware that tile, whether it be porcelain, ceramic, or This looks like some kind of terracotta. I don't really know. Is extremely sharp. The edges are very sharp. So always try to pick it up like this or something. Don't be quick to picking them up. And because they're extremely sharp, there goes my bag. So you're gonna have to double bag, which I'm about to do, and do not overload your bags because they get heavy and they rip. Usually when I've done this for demos, we have plastic bins. My garbage guys are coming tomorrow. Maybe they'll let me film them. But I can't wait for them. So this is what I'm gonna have to do for now. Just keep in mind. Back again. This is actually going pretty well. As you can see, there's the door and there I am. It'll probably take me another 10-15 minutes to complete this. But before I do that, I'll show you the toilet because I'm getting awfully close. I'd rather not crack the toilet, even though I don't care, I'm throwing it out. But it's, again, porcelain is very sharp. You do not want it to go to pieces. Now, something I did not know, well, I sort of knew, kind of, that when you're living in an apartment, oops, that's going to happen a lot, and I really don't care because I don't want to edit, and whether I look at the camera here, whatever. So anyways, what I knew was that living in an apartment means your smoke alarms are insanely sensitive, to the point that it's absurd there isn't better ventilation in apartments. At least this one was built in the 90s. One of the renos we're going to do later is put in a better fan above the stove because we like to cook. Maybe we'll post videos about that another time. Right here is the bathroom. Open the door, and right there is the smoke alarm. I opened the door for 2 seconds without this fan on, and the smoke alarm went off. So it's something to consider that I didn't know. Now I know. Next video coming up will be the toilet once I finish cleaning this mess.
So that took me way too long to do. I thought it took me like 2 or 3 days or something, right?
I don't think so. I think it's like a week.
A week? I think it was shorter than that.
There's a timestamp.
Yeah, about the timestamps. Go watch another one of our videos.
If you like this video, please don't forget to like and share it. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more of our shenanigans.
What are you waiting for? Do it now! Thank you for watching our channel and our videos. Remember, we are not really experts. So if you decide to copy something we have shown on this channel and it goes horribly wrong, that's on you. Anyways, we have no idea what we're really doing, so enjoy the process of us figuring our stuff out, both literally and figuratively. Now that you have finished watching this, go do something productive.
Joe and
John,
do stuff.